My name's Kelly Loftus and I became a member of the Labour Party a few years ago now because to me they are the party that represent the values that are really important to me, such as equality, justice and fairness for everyone.
So we need a Labour government in power to end the very determined destruction of public services.
The Tories don't know what it's like to worry about how you're going to pay your gas bill, your electricity bill, your water bill.
I've never seen a worse government in my whole life than this one.
The clue is in the name, and I think Labour is definitely for working people and not just for the rich.
You can't cut crime if you have fewer police officers and less police funding, because it just doesn't work as well. It's like the NHS. There's less funding, and as a result, it's not working as well. I'm Will. I'm 17 years old. I'm a school student. I would definitely vote for Labour because they will help people like me, young people, get on the housing market. Have a decent living wage.
Well, I know Bambos. I've known Bambos for about a year now, and he's really helped a lot of the youth in Enfield. He works alongside the youth parliament, and I think that's important because you see a lot of MPs that they get parachuted in to constituencies, and I don't think that's fair. It's not fair to local people, and I think Bambos he's just different to that.
He is always hard-working. He campaigns week in, week out, and he takes real pride and joy in representing local people here in Enfield Southgate.
He's been a local councillor for a long time, and I've had dealings with him, and I've had really good outcomes.
What I find with Bambos is that he delivers what he promises.
And I know for a fact from many of my friends who are not necessarily Labour supporters that he has been an excellent councillor, and I do know that he's somebody who is very much admired by the population as a whole in this constituency.
It's about fairness fundamentally and equalities. Everything good that's happened has happened as a result of the Labour Party. So I look to myself, I'm a post-war baby, and I look at my parents and how as pensioners their old age was much more comfortable than they ever believed it would be. And I look at my children and how they've benefited from comprehensive education. I cannot imagine a world without a Labour government.
I remember the jubilation my parents felt in 1964 that a Labour government had been elected, because it made such a difference to their lives. It was at a time where we were faced with such a lot of discrimination and prejudice, and they just felt hopeful.
2015 is such a massive opportunity for us to get Labour back into government after 5 years in opposition. When I was the MP here in Southgate, Bambos was one of the most fantastic local councillors that I've ever known, diligent, working hard for his constituents. And he stood here, of course, in 2010. It was a very, very tough election in 2010, but he got a good vote for Labour, and I think he can win it for Labour in 2015.